This is the story of Mt. Gox, the exchange that handled 3/4 of all Bitcoin on Earth until it didn't. Let's rewind to 2006. Jed McCaleb creates a website called Mt. Gox, Magic the Gathering Online Exchange. He repurposed his Magic card trading site into a Bitcoin exchange. Mt. Gox became the place to trade Bitcoin. Within months, it was handling thousands of transactions. Jed was riding high on his accidental success story. In March 2011, he decided running a Bitcoin exchange was too much work and sold it to a French software developer named Marc Karpelès. Under Marc's leadership, by early 2014, Mt. Gox was handling over 70% of all Bitcoin transactions worldwide. But behind the scenes, the house was already on fire. Here's what nobody knew. Hackers would withdraw Bitcoin, manipulate the transaction records to make it look like the withdrawal failed, then complain to Mt. Gox support that they never received their money. Mt. Gox would send the Bitcoin again. Rinse, repeat, steal hundreds of thousands of Bitcoin. And Marc? The platform's accounting was so bad that he couldn't tell the difference between actual Bitcoin and ledger entries. By early 2014, customers started noticing problems. Withdrawals were delayed, support tickets went unanswered. Then came February 7th, 2014. Mt. Gox suddenly halted all Bitcoin withdrawals. Days passed, Marc stayed silent. The price of Bitcoin crashed. People were screaming for answers. Protesters even gathered outside Mt. Gox Tokyo offices holding signs demanding their money back. And then on February 24th, 2014, Mt. Gox website went completely dark. Later that day, a document leaked, and it contained the most devastating sentence in Bitcoin history. At this point, 744,408 BTC are missing due to malleability-related theft, which went unnoticed for several years, roughly the equivalent of $460 million at the time. On February 28, 2014, Mt. Gox filed for bankruptcy protection in Japan. Marc Karpelès appeared at a press conference in Tokyo and delivered the news that would define his life. The Bitcoin was gone, and he had no idea where it went. The Bitcoin community exploded. Some people lost hundreds of thousands of dollars. In August 2015, Marc Karpelès was arrested and spent nearly a year in a Tokyo jail. The judge essentially ruled that Marc was an incompetent CEO who had no idea his exchange was being robbed blind. As of 2024, 10 years after the collapse, Mt. Gox finally began distributing some of the recovered Bitcoin to creditors. While nearly $6 billion worth of assets have been distributed earlier this year, Mt. Gox linked wallets still hold $2.7 billion of Bitcoin, and the repayment process has been extended with a deadline of October 31st, 2025. In hindsight, it almost feels like the longest, most painful hodl in crypto history.